So anyways, let's go back to our sheet and take a look at this. Yeah. So again, so I just wanted to point out, like, when you start running the numbers, this is really how you're going to calculate your offer. But really, the key to calculating the offer is not coming up with an offer, right? It's making sure that you can afford the numbers that you offer. Okay. So that's why I wanted to show you this sheet right here. I just X'd out of that whole sheet, but I have this one, which I thought was really good. Actually, one of my VAs came up with this, and I just love this so much because I didn't even ask her to do it. She just came up with this. Because essentially what I was telling them was, we need to make sure that the monthly payment plus the expenses is less than, the income that they're making, and has some cash flow, if that makes sense. Okay. The monthly expenses plus the income, all right, is less than the mortgage and has some cash flow. And that's really kind of what we're looking at. Now, obviously, you can have like a whole calculator to look at this, and we're actually in the process for all my students that are listening right now. We're in the process of adding a tab to our deal analyzer that's going to calculate this, right? So typically up till now, we've been kind of doing it separately, but my financial model person is really adding the owner financing calculator plus this cash flow calculation to the tab. And we should have that probably, I would say, if this week, definitely this week, if not this week, then early next week. Okay, because we're working on it right now. So I'm really excited to offer that to all the students. But for now, for everybody else, I mean, just take a look at this and take a look at, now, if you know our deal analyzer, right? If you look at our deal analyzer and what we offer to the students, essentially we're looking at like the current, right, as is, numbers, and then we're looking at value add. All right. So when we increase the rates to where they should be and do all the things that we want to do after, what we call after updates, what are going to be what's the difference in the cash flow? Okay. And so that's kind of what we're looking at. And so yeah, so, and I tell everybody, I tell all my virtual assistants, like $1 million or less, they should really be netting $1,000 to $2,000 a month. And $1 million to $2 million should be netting like $2,000 to $3,000, $2,000 to $3,000 a month net, net. Right. And so that's kind of what we're looking at. That's kind of how we look at it in ourselves, right? Which is really just like, 10% cash on cash return, something like this. Okay. 10 to 15% cash on cash return would be great. All right, would be awesome. And if you could do better, you could do better. So we have the owner financing. So these are the three offers. And I don't know if this is the same offer or not. They need a different offer. I'm not sure. But essentially, you can see we have the three offers: owner financing 1, 2, 3. You have the gross monthly income, right, minus the operating expenses equals this. This is on a monthly basis. All right. And then you minus the mortgage, which is the number that we came up with on our table. And then after that, this is the cash flow number. Okay. So you have the mortgage minus the expenses is the NOI minus, I'm sorry, you have the monthly income minus the expenses in the NOI minus the mortgage is your cash flow. Okay. And so you'll take everything from the other sheet, and you'll make sure that there is a net, like there's a cash flow. Now on mismanaged facilities, right, there's you might have to come out of pocket. I was talking with Paul about this. Like, you might be coming out of pocket. So the question is, how much are you going to be coming out of pocket? All right. But so this number here that you guys are all looking at, I mean, this is really kind of your decision on what you want to be cash flowing. So for me personally, we buy mismanaged facilities that are typically not cash flowing. And we'll buy a couple of those at a time. And then my husband will be like, you need to go find something that's cash flowing because I need some money because I'm coming out of pocket every single month. And I hate that, right? Because he's the manager, right? So he wants money every single month for his operating expenses.